Welcome to this channel. So in the past few weeks, I have shared that breathing is a part of very important content of the Wing Chun 1850. And I have also suggested that Wing Chunners need to drop the pigeon toe stance, tucking tailbone, those stuff, because those do not help the breathing, but it go opposite, it screw up breathing. So there are many of our Wing Chun friends writing me, asking me, am I doing this just to promote myself and put down the 1960s Wing Chun on those triangle shaped structure and so forth? So today I like to share with you what is the reality, okay? So here on worldwide, we know what is the truth. Why is breathing such an important stuff? Now, the first thing we need to look into the situations of today's world. In today's world is really highly scientific. Any sports or martial art has to be able to explain in a scientific way and produce result. Now, when it comes to martial art or even Qigong, as soon as in this era, everybody is the same. One need to satisfy that whatever one present have a scientific base and be able to get result. Or else, we put it in really commercial way, you will not get a customer. Because customer buying a product is looking for to develop the result, to get the result. So without the scientific and proper in terms of the human biomechanics and physiology, no one will touch those type of product, because those type of things will become like a cult, a religion, or a belief, or a ritual. It doesn't really give the result. So this is this era. We like it or not, this is in this era. Now, we like it or not, today in Western sports science, okay, and this applies to Olympic judo and so forth, people have extensive research into breathing. Okay, this is a decade-old book. So the Western science today know the Olympic judoka or athletes know, or they train with the modern sports science. Our Western boxing friends do the same, MMA friends do the same. Even the Thai boxing do the same today. So, we like it or not, we need to look into the breathing. Okay? Now, if we look into breathing of the ancient, we all said Wing Chun is from Shaolin, right? Disregard of you believe it is from Mui, or from Northern Shaolin, or Southern Shaolin, or the Jisim, or whatever. Disregard of which legend you believe in. This is a summary of Shaolin teaching on breathing. Okay? So, take a snapshot if you want. The first thing here is say that if you train in martial art, you do not develop your breathing. Even you have supreme techniques, it is useless. So you want to talk about fighting, you need to talk about breathing. This is the teaching of Shaolin. You can check it out in the Shaolin teaching in the web. Okay? The second is when, this is Shaolin too, when you practice the martial arts, you need to install breathing. Okay? You need to, when you want to study a martial art, train in the martial art, you need to install the breathing. So install the breathing, there are 3 types of breathing there. The breathing of nurture chi, the breathing of culture, cultivating chi, the breathing of transportation of chi. 3 types. So you want to train martial arts, Shaolin martial art, there are 3 types which you have to install inside yourself. The first is the nurture chi, the second is the cultivate, developing, the third is the transportation. Now, nurture the chi, which is handling the breathing in the nurture chi, is in Wing Chun Inception. Why do you think I put that there? And why do I make scientific all this thing now? Because it is the teaching of Shaolin, the real, the truth. If you practice martial art, do not know your breathing, forget about it. Okay? I didn't say this. This is Shaolin, ancient ancestors say that. Make it into science so that we be able to answer what are we doing. While the Western sports science already have this. This is decades books already, okay? So this book is published year 2000. This book is published year 2011. This is 2021. Okay, so this is 10-year book. So if we don't talk about breathing, your Wing Chun have no breathing, your Xiu Lim Tao have no breathing, guess what? Do you think your customer who know this will buy your product? And do you think your product will work? Talk about transportation, the breathing. Okay, this here. This is from Shaolin Sword Strike Classic. Guess what he said? He said, close your mouth. Do not open it. If you open it, your breath will leak and you don't have strength. You always have to have a slight little, okay. You always have to feel your body with breathing. Only when you done with your practice, you let the breathing go, or you empty your breathing. Okay. That is about transportation. Now you look at, like in the training, like here you have the positive training using the device and so forth, the IMT, the inhale muscle training to get the more oxygen and everything. If you look at that, that is parallel with what the Shaolin teaching, the ancient Chinese teaching, Kung Fu teaching. Okay? So this is how urgent it is, the thing. Are we going to tell the truth and everybody reform? Or are we going to get everybody stuck and suddenly when you hit by this, you're gone? This is not those qi. I have the qi, xing qi to dan tian. Forget about it, okay? You just look at all those Tai Chi, qi stuff. Can they face the MMA or UFC fighter which train this way? Martial art, you talk about martial art, right? You want to have internal art to handling or have the Fa Jing or anything, right? This is what the type of training in UFC and in MMA. Okay, they know what they are training. They want to train their diaphragm to improve their oxygen intake volume, all sort of stuff. What do you have? Again, when I wrote this 6 years ago, I already have a chapter on breathing. Okay? When I wrote Wing Chun Matrix about 3-4 years ago, I already have the 2C state. What is that for? That is to build out the basic. Install qi, you have to nurture qi, and you have to cultivate or develop your qi before you can transport it. That is to prepare for this nurture qi and cultivate qi in these 3 books. And this is nurture qi to the bottom line. I put that purposely because I want to build foundation. Otherwise, when people shock you with this, we really don't know what we are doing. So this is what I'd like to share with you. Traditional Chinese martial arts or Qigong will never stay, will not stay, if one don't get into the sports science on breathing, have the equivalent and verify it. Not just because of my grandfather say this, my grandmaster say this, my father say this, the ancient writings say this. It has to be verified. And your customer is not naive. They will look into it and say, okay, now in the Western sports science, this martial art, we have this. Do you have it? If you don't have it, like even 400 years ago, when the Shaolin, which is from Qi Guang, talk about this breathing, okay, all this breathing stuff, guess what? The internal art guy writing that, oh, that is Shaolin, that is really hard way. We have a soft way. We just breathe naturally. What is so-called breathe naturally? So today you see many people, when you practice that, you breathe naturally. What you don't even know what is your breathing. How can you breathe naturally? If you want to know your breathing, you have to follow like the Shaolin teaching. You have to install it. The nurture qi, the develop qi, and transport qi. Do you know that? Do you know even this thing exists? If you don't know even this exists, no way you can face this. Just face it. This is a reality. Okay? So this is what I like to share with you. It's not that I like to put down or badmouth. This is an urgent. It's like a war. You lost it, you're not going to be able to get it back. Because this is the modern era. This is not 100 years ago when people can deliver reason with stories. So this is what I like to share with you, okay? You see all this reality. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to shut up, seal it off, and let you all going down? Or I better to tell you, you hate me, that's fine. Maybe 100 people listen to this, maybe say the worst, 50 hates me, but 50 will benefit because they know that this is coming. Without this, you're not going to survive. So for your school, for your interest to teach and so forth. That is what is coming. Okay.